it's a lot of things at the same time. So it can get pretty overwhelming, but I feel like I've been able to find a system that works and helps me really keep track of everything and be on top of things. Welcome back, Cam Fam. Today I'm going to be sharing with you how I organize my work and life. A lot of you guys always ask me this whenever I do a Q&A over on Instagram, like how do I organize everything, especially now that I'm a mom. I feel like I have so many things on my plate right now. I have my content creation business, I have Cuckoo, we are building a house, and we now have Sienna, we're taking care of the household. It's a lot of things at the same time, so it can get pretty overwhelming, but I feel like I've been able to find a system that works and helps me really keep track of everything and be on top of things. So now I'm going to be sharing that with you. I'm also going to be touching on the content creation business side so that you also understand why I've come up with this system. And let's do it. Okay, so this video is brought to you by Notion, and it's actually the app that I'm currently using that helps me stay on top of things. Prior to Notion, I've used other apps like Evernote and GoodNotes and all these other apps, but they've all been separate apps that I've been using. I always go from one app to the other to organize certain aspects of my life. Like, it was never just one app. And I feel like with Notion, I'm able to organize both my work and my life in just one place. So if you're not familiar with Notion, it's so hard to explain because I feel like I can't really explain it in its entirety because it can do so much. It's not just a note-taking app, not just an organizational tool, but also a really powerful collaboration tool that you can use with your family, friends, team members, peers, colleagues. It just makes everyone's lives easier. So I've got my iPad over here, and I will be sharing with you what's in my Notion, aka my heart and soul. I will be sharing with you how my brain works, essentially. Okay, so the main part of my Notion is actually for Team It's Camille Call. So when I say Team It's Camille Call, this is for my content creation business. And before we head on to the main dashboard of Team It's Camille Call, I feel like I need to explain to you the business behind content creation so that you will understand why my workspace looks like this. Okay, so how does content creation work as a business? Essentially, for me, it starts with a brand or an agency reaching out to me and with a campaign and a set of deliverables. When I say deliverables, these are the things that I expect from me to deliver. So it could be an Instagram post, it could be an ambassadorship, it could include like a brand lockout meaning I can't sign on with competitor brands, or it could also include usage rights, meaning the brand has the right to use my content as an ad. So a lot of different things. So they come with a campaign, they come with the deliverables, and then we start negotiations. Once we've closed the deal, the contract is sent to me, and most often than not, agencies and brands also send briefs for all these deliverables. So for example, for an Instagram static post, static meaning a photo post, they will say that, okay, this is the brief for that. So the brief usually contains the angle that they want me to do. Like, okay, we want you to take like a family approach to this. We expect the photo to have this. We expect the caption to be talking about this. So I would say it's like a guideline of how you're supposed to make your content for this campaign. Okay, so they send that, and then more often than not as well, these campaigns are long campaigns. They usually last, let's say, for a month or 3 months or 6 months, a year, and so on and so forth. So there's a very, very big chance that I mix all of these things up in my head. Like, I forget, okay, which brand is asking for this? What brand has a lockout? What contract said this and what contract said that? This is where all the mess starts with the content creation business, which is why I am so happy that we are using Notion, because for the first time in my more than 10 years here in the business, I can really say that we've finally been able to organize Team It's Camille Call, and we finally developed a really, really efficient system. Okay, so prior to this, whenever I'm about to make a post, I would message my assistant Sophia. I would tell her, so brand X is asking for an Instagram story still. Aren't we done already? Like, didn't we already do this much IG stories? Do they really have one more? So she has to go and backtrack and check her Excel file one by one also, because she tracks my posts by herself manually. And then she would also check the contract again, read the contract all over again, and then update me about it. It's just such a manual, tedious process, and I feel like I'm I'm also taking away precious time, not only my time, but also Sophia's time. She could be doing other things, much more important things. So yeah, with this system that we've done, I'm able to keep track of all these information. I don't have to clutter anymore. Okay, so this is how my Notion. Okay, so let's start. This is how my Notion looks. So on the left-hand side, you'll see all my different workspaces and my private space. I'm gonna be showing that as well to you because as I've promised, I will be showing you as well how I organize my life, not just my work. So let's start with Team It's Camille Cod. This workspace is what I visit the most because content creation is my main source of income. So it's really what keeps me busy as well most days. So I like to start off with a calendar. So this calendar already gives me sort of an idea of how my week is looking and how my day is looking. And so I could easily plot as well, okay, on this day I need to shoot one. 2 days after that, I can schedule this other one. Like I don't have to shoot everything in one day. So it's easy for me to plot. So with Notion, you can actually filter out your calendar. So for me, I filtered it by draft deadline and also by posting date. Usually for paid collaborations, we can't just post things by ourselves. They have to be approved by the brand and or the agency. So there's a deadline for us to be able to submit our drafts for the post. So this is what I usually follow. So you'll see here the different draft deadlines. It can get pretty full pretty quick because a lot of times also the draft deadlines are given to me very, very short notice. They're given to me like same week. So if I'm not able to negotiate that, then this gets pretty full pretty quickly. And then aside from that, I can also look at the calendar via posting date. So usually when I wake up, I check, okay, is there anything I have to be posting today so that I don't forget as well. So in my calendar, there are also different tags that are color coded. So those are the ones you'll see. So it's easy for me to tell as well if it's a YouTube or an Instagram reel. And this is one of the things I really love about Notion as well because it's so easy to customize everything and make everything look kind of pretty and not so boring, if you know what I mean. I mean, okay, granted, my cover here is a bit plain, but that's how I like it. I like it minimalist. I like it very clean and not messy. But I do appreciate the fact that I can change the cover. I can choose icons for all the different pages. So yeah, so there. So I chose a logo for my icon. Anyway, I digress. So okay, so I've shown you my calendar, which is really what I rely on every single day. On the right-hand side, you'll see here my undated deliverables. So these are all pulling from our projects database, which you'll see later. So these are all not manually placed in. What I love about Notion is because there's a lot of different formulas and they're very, very easy formulas. They're not like Excel where you need to be studying all these different things. These are really, really very easy for you to come up with so that they can pull out certain information from databases that you've done and you don't have to manually do it. So here we have a reason why we put the undated deliverables here so that when, for example, I receive a text from a brand message or an email that, hey, we already have a draft deadline for this post. It's gonna be on July 21. I could just easily press on that thing, drag it to July 21 on my calendar, and automatically my calendar is updated. And also, this database is updated as well. And if I open it, it's gonna say as well July 21, like this one on the deliverables side. So it's just easy for me to fix everything to my calendar. That's why we have it right there, right beside my calendar. Okay, let's undo that. And then below it, you might be shocked why there's so much undated deliverables because these are usually long contracts that I have over a certain period of time. So there's a lot of deliverables that don't have dates yet because they're slated for, you know, like August, September, October. So then that's why we have so much still there that's pending. Okay, and then down below is my projects. So we have here my ongoing projects and also projects that we've already finished. So it's easy for me to see that, okay, these are the projects that I have currently running. So this is really what I look at when I'm about to create content as well. So once I open that, we've got everything that we need to know that's related to the project. So for example, for this project that I'm doing with a brand, we have here the status, ongoing, and then you'll see there the agency who booked us for the project. You'll see the contact person, which is also so important because before this, Soph would always have to message me who is the contact person again for this so that she can send the billing, the invoice, and all that. So now we have a contact database as well, so it's easy for everyone. And then we have the contract duration because I always ask my assistant as well, like, what's the contract duration? Why are we still being asked to post this and this and this? Isn't the contract already done? So at least I can see that as well easily. Again, this is all on the contract, but I've got no time to read all my contracts over and over and over again 10 million times because I've forgotten a certain detail. So it's nice to have all the important ones that I usually ask Sophia prior to having Notion in their notes. And then I'll see there also payment status. So for example, if it's pending deposit or if deposit has been made. And then we have there the payment terms, the contract as well, which I can easily just click on. And if I click on that contract, you'll see the contract, the full-on file, and then the brief as well for the post that I'm about to do for them. So that's the brief right there. I can't open it because it's top secret. And then all the deliverables I have to do, it also has the progress. It says like if we've already done like 20% of the campaign, 30%, 40%, stuff like that. And then below there, we have a comment section. So this one, I like to use this whenever I'm working on a certain content with other team members. So I put there the comment of the agency of what they have to modify. For example, if we do a reel and the agency says, okay, can you please change the font of the text? Can you make it slower? Can you make it faster? And stuff like that. So I usually add that in the comment. And what I like about it is that I can actually add a team member so that they get notified that, okay, I put a comment in there for you. Okay, and then below that, you'll see my deliverables and when the deadline is, the posting date is. So if I do input the date manually here, it'll automatically appear on my calendar as well. So I don't have to do that manually. And then there's a link 1 and link 2 so that it's easy for me to just find the post that I did already. And if the brand asks for, let's say, statistics, because brands usually ask for the statistics or the insights of the post that you've done for them. So then I don't have to like manually be looking for it on my feed. So there. And then below, you'll see payments, and we have there like the amount, the date, the bank, and status is whether I've confirmed it or not. So it's really gone through. And then finally, below it, you'll also see the calculation or the cost breakdown of this entire campaign. So I'm not going to show you guys that. But yeah, so it's such a nice, legit system that we've done. And then we also have for the projects, we also have a filter where we can just look at the projects that we've already finished. And you can see we also added some tabs there if the billing has been sent already. And I just really, really love it because it's easy for us to customize everything according to our needs. So you'll see here the campaign that I did for Tefal, which I'm really, really happy about. So you'll see here the status is already done, the contact person, the duration. It says here also if the contract allows for the brand to use it as an ad. It says no, it's only for repost. And then it already says here it's already a done campaign, billing has been sent, and then the payment terms, the contract, the brief, and everything else. So this is also usually where I add my storyboard. So whenever I'm making like, let's say, an IG reel or a vlog, I like to put my thoughts down so it's easy for me as well when it's time for me to shoot, and I make sure that I don't miss out on anything. This also saves me time and makes just the visualization as well easier. So here's my storyboard, and then I just put everything there and all my different references. Like you can insert photos and videos. So for here, I insert one of the videos showing like the type of split frame I wanted to do. And then yeah. Also, if for example, I have a script that I submitted to the brand, because sometimes I do have to submit scripts to certain brands, and this is also where I put it. So I put like the script that I sent to them. And then if I need to edit it, I also put it here. So this already serves as my cheat sheet when it's time to shoot. Sometimes it's not the storyboard that I add here. Sometimes it's also the caption that I submitted. So most of the time you'd have to submit captions to the brand. So I'd also put it here. So it's easy for me that when it's time to post, it's easy for me to just copy paste the caption from here and paste it onto my Instagram. And then below that, you'll see just a payments view. So this is just collapsed right now. I'm not going to show you guys because it's just, And then our contacts database and everything. So yeah, that's just what we have over here. And the next one is we have a page here that says team tasks. So it's basically just how I keep track of what my team member, Sophia, is doing, because we've been working from home since 2020. And I feel like sometimes I overwhelm her with stuff because I don't really know if she's like busy or not. So this way I'm able to keep track of what she's doing during the week. And I know that, okay, on Wednesday, I could still tell her to do this. She still has, some free time and stuff like that. And also I could already see if she missed on some tasks that I asked her to do. Like for example, I'd say, hey, I asked you to check the Facebook comments for one of our Facebook pages. I don't see it here on your tasks for the week. Is it because you've forgotten it, or is it scheduled for another day? I just missed it. So stuff like that. So it's just easy for me to keep track of. And I also, moving forward, I feel like this is how we'll be doing it as my team grows, because we are planning to hire more people. So then it'll be easy for me to keep track of everyone just in case we're all still working from home, and it would be easy to keep everyone on the same page. We can also converse, we can add comments here and make sure that everyone is on track. You'll see here as well, there is assigned to CC, so that's me. It's because before using Notion, one of the things that has been really, really challenging for Sophia is asking me to do things. Like if she needs something for me, like for example, if she needs me to confirm a payment, or if she needs me to confirm a certain thing that she's asking me, she'd usually usually send it through our messaging app. And sometimes when I have so many things on my plate and we were talking about a lot of different things at the same time, I miss these messages. So now it's nice to have all the tasks that she's assigned for me. So there she has there the to-do. And so I could just tell her that, okay, I know that today I need to give her these things. She's asking for these things from me. So it's nice to keep track of myself as well. And then aside from this, I also have a workspace called IG Reels. So this is where I put my ideas for some reels. I used to use like a native note app on my phone, and it didn't really work because how I used to do it was I'd put keywords, like let's say I would put like, okay, cool outfit change, audio. I'll copy like the audio name from my Instagram account, and then I wouldn't be able to find it because I've already saved so much audio that I can't find that certain audio that I typed. So anyway, so yeah, it's just a really, really inefficient system. It's also not nice looking. So with this one, it's such a cool system because it's easy for me to just, let's say I'm going to travel. If it was my native app, I would be going through all of that one by one, seeing, okay, which one of my IG Reel ideas would work for that. But with Notion, because I can filter it through the tags that I've made here, so I'm gonna be traveling and I need some travel IG Reel ideas. So I'm gonna just go to travel, and then it's gonna show me all the travel IG Reel ideas that I've come up with. So don't mind the names that I put there. I understand it. That's what's important. And then I've already linked also all the audio, so it's easy for me to just click on that link. I don't have to look for the audio manually. And then I also have there an inspo link, but these are all original. Just kidding. I just don't need inspo for that. But usually if I see like an IG Reel inspo, then I'd also put the link down there. And then some notes just so I don't forget, like, okay, these are the things I need. Like for example, here, the couple dance turn transition, I put notes there that, okay, just need Yoni's hand. So that I don't forget that even though I put couple, Yoni doesn't need to be in fashionable clothes as well. We just need his hand. So stuff like that. And so this is what I do on my spare time. Like I go through the different audios that I've saved and listen to them one by one. And then think that, okay, what would go well with this audio? Oh, that's a cool idea. Okay, I'll just put it here. I'll keep adding to my IG Reels ideas. And then after that, my YouTube ideas, I also put here every now and then so I don't forget. So as you can see, I got a little creative with my cover for this workspace. I put there nice YouTube cover. I just searched it on here and it just popped up and it was so apt. And this is what I'm telling you guys, that you can easily make your Notion fun. So you can add these different icons. So I put there a film, like a clap card. Is that what you call it? A clap card emoji. So yeah, I just have it here. I'm gonna blur it out because it's a secret. Okay, so now you've seen my workspace. I feel like I need to show you guys as well because not everyone is a content creator. I feel like I need to show you what you can do with Notions if you're not a content creator. You can do so many other things. So here you can see different databases. So you can do different types of views. So you've seen table already. I've done that. So for example, let's go for board. They have these built-in templates that you could just customize. And then below it, you'll see a lot of the other free templates as well that you can go for. Like for example, let's say you're a student and you want to do, let's say, thesis planning. So you just click on that. And these are all free templates. So it says there, okay, thesis planning, it explains what this template does and what it's all about. So there, they have these different samples here. And you don't have to come up with your own template, it's already there. Let's say you're in marketing and you need a content calendar. So they also have one built here. They have like by status, by assignee. So this is when you're working with team members, all projects, deadline calendars. So again, it's just honestly, if I had all the time in the world, I would just keep making new pages on my Notion app because there's just so many cool things you can do. And as a person who's obsessed with organizing, both physically and digitally, it can be an addiction. So there, let's head on to my personal side. So as you can see here, I think a lot of people who's been using Notion use it actually as a journal. So I'm just going to show you what the template looks like when you're using it as a journal. So see, for example, this one, let's click on daily reflection and then they have this thing there. But that's just not me. I feel like that's nice to put here, but I feel like I'm not the type of person who would keep a journal and also who would put like, okay, this is my reflection for the day. It's just not me. I used to have this happiness project notebook that my friend gave me, and you're supposed to put like your happy thought per day. I kept it up for maybe just 2 weeks, so it's just not me. So I'm gonna show you how I use my personal space. Okay, so it says here, as you can see on my Notion menu, it says private. So if you've got deep dark secrets, this is where you put it if you're using Notion for team members just like me. because this way they don't see anything there. So for me, I'm still building my personal Notion. I have so much more to build, honestly, but it's a good start. I like to put my task list because, as I've said in the beginning of this video, I have so many things on my plate that it's easy to forget things, especially after giving birth to Sienna because of my epidural brain. Yes, I blame it on epidural. So this way, with this task list, I'm able to keep track of all the things I have to do. So you can see here all my different tasks. I don't want to put dates on them because that just pressures me. I just dump everything there. So for example, I don't know if you're like me, but whenever I'm taking a shower, I always, get reminded of these things. Or when I'm in bed, I get reminded, oh, I need to buy pala something, this and this and this. So I just take my Notion, and it doesn't even have to be on my iPad because my Notion is everywhere. It's on my laptop, it's on my phone, it's on my iPad. So I just take one of my gadgets and add it to my task list. And then I also easily drag these things and fix it according to urgency. That's how I do it. So right now, the most urgent is to choose house paints for Cuckoo House. And I've also added some filters to it. So for example, today I just want to tackle Cuckoo House stuff. So I'd filter it and I'd go to tags and I'd say, okay, I just want to see my Cuckoo House tasks. So there, and then I'd see all of that. So that's my to-do list. Beside it, you'll see the list of things that I've done. This is just to make me feel nice about myself if I've done so many things. So there, I've already done these things. If I don't want to see them here, I could just easily just drag as well and put it inside the note stats. But no, I want to see all my accomplishments so far. So there, you won't see any of my content creation tasks here because I really want to keep that the Team It's Camille call. This is really just for my other tasks. This is really for my personal tasks, Cuckoo House or Cuckoo, or things that I have to do for Sienna, for the house and stuff like that. I don't want to put anything content creation related here because that's how I do it anyways. I do my work first and then tackle all of this afterwards. So that's how my day usually goes. So I visit Team It's Camille call first and then go to my private space. And then below it, you'll see Martha Stewart is shaking, but I have here my recipes. So what I used to do kasi before is that, I have never claimed to be a chef. Although my husband, Yoni, who loves me very much, claims that I'm a natural cook. So ever since getting married, I've started to cook, right? And now I do have some recipes that I've memorized and, I know by heart. But I have a lot of recipes that I just Google online as well. And what's bad about it is that I never save it. I never bookmark them. I don't know why. I just never do. I just keep the tab open and then I'd forget and use that tab for something else, and then I'd just lose the recipe and I'd forget where I found the recipe and I'd have to search it all over again. So now I've created a system where when I find a recipe, I transfer it here onto my Notion so that I'd always save it. I do this when the recipe is a hit. If it's not a hit, then I don't put it here. So for example, I love making drunken mussels. So let's click on the drunken mussels. So this is already my modified recipe. So this is how I cooked it and it was a success. So I put the ingredients there. I put the same instructions because my brain would understand it better. And then I also put the source just in case I want to see how the legit recipe really looks like. So I put a source, a link to it, so it's easy for me to go back to this original recipe. I also started making different tags. For example, if I want to cook, let's say, seafood, then I'd only just see recipes concerning seafood. I also have a tag here for Sienna so that if I just need to make food for Sienna, I can see only recipes that are for her. Like, for example, this carrot banana cupcake that I got from an app. And I could still see it on the app. But the thing is, this app takes forever to load. It takes probably 5 minutes to load. And, I don't have time for this. So I just copied it, put it here, so it's easy. This is also one of the things I love with Notion. If I compare it to, let's say, Evernote, it loads so much faster. And I barely even noticed that I need to be online to use certain parts of my Notion. So there. And then I'm currently building this grocery page. So as you can see, I just built this because I got inspired by the increasing prices of everything. And I just want to be a smarter homemaker. I want to be able to keep track of how much we're really spending for our groceries, how much we really need also of a certain item. I just want to be able to keep track of all these things and also be able to compare which supplier for, let's say, chicken is cheaper and stuff like that. So I just, brainstormed and started to make this table for it. So an item, I'm gonna put, let's say, chicken breast. And then I put like what date it was bought, and then what category, chicken, so that it's easy for me, for example, to compare it later on. So it's easy for me to filter next time supplier. Let's say I bought it from Co-op or I bought it from Pure Gold and stuff like that. And then price per unit, total price and everything. This will help me get an idea of which supplier is the cheapest for chicken, for vegetables, for whatever. And this will also give me an idea of how much are we really spending now with the increased prices. And then the date bought naman, it will also give me an idea of, okay, how long does 1 kilo of chicken last us before we have to buy again? So yeah, so I'm really excited to use this very, very soon. Let's add a cover actually to make it cute. Oh my god, this is beautiful. There you go, beautiful. Okay, there. Okay, can't wait to use you. And then what I plan to also put here on my personal page, I wanted to add this because when I was tinkering while doing my grocery list, I saw this. And this will come in handy for future trips. This one, I really, really love this. We have a template here that says travel planner, and I plan to do this as well. I love, love, love how everything is just streamlined. So I'm gonna invite Yoni to this page. I love that it's got a packing list here. So I'm gonna be doing that next. So I feel like I really need a packing list. I have it on my notes app, but it looks very, very ugly. So this looks more legit, so I'm gonna do that, especially now that I'm not just packing for one, but also packing for Sienna. And then I love that it's got hotels and contacts, and then like all of this, easy for us to just keep track of everything, our hotels, our tickets, and then these maps and stuff. So it's just so handy. That's the next thing on my agenda. Aside from that, I also plan to add a table for my Kokoro House staff, my Kokoro girls, because I have that on Excel, but it's also just not as inspiring as doing it here on Notion. So I'm going to be transferring it there just so I could keep track of everyone's leaves, everyone's cash advances, like everyone's current salary and stuff like that. So I'm going to be putting that here as well on my personal page. So homemakers, I'm sure you will love this. Okay, so now that we've already gone through my personal page, we're now gonna head on over to Cuckoo. So I'm just gonna quickly go over it. I mean, if you just look at my menu, you already see like what's in my brain. So there's Team It's Camille Call, there's my personal stuff, there's Cuckoo, and there's Kokoro House. So I'm just gonna blur this out because it's still a secret. But basically, this is where I put our upcoming releases. And so if you open it, you can't really see it, but I have here a PDF attached of my sketch for the bag. And then I also have like my proposed colorways, and also I'm gonna be attaching like photos of the samples here as well when we receive the samples. So yeah, and then I'd be adding the comments over here. Let's say, okay, strap too long, strap too short, stuff like that. So yeah, I'm gonna keep this all blurred out just so you don't see a thing. Yeah, there's also another tab here actually that I removed because I feel like it's gonna be hard to hide it from you guys. But yeah, so this is how I plan Cuckoo design, which I am responsible for. And after that, you'll see below it the Kokoro House tab. I'm also not gonna be showing you guys that, but that's how I keep track of our construction as well. I feel like you've already seen how I use my Notion and what Notion can do, so you can already probably imagine the stuff that I do here under Kokoro House. So I feel like a need that Notion has truly addressed for me when it comes to our Kokoro House construction is it helps me compare all the different suppliers' proposals, because that's what I've been finding difficult. It's so hard for me to go from one supplier to another because I get lost just switching between different files. Here in Notion, I'm able to put everything in one file, in one page, so I can see clearly, okay, if I want to look at bathroom fixtures only and toilets, okay, so this supplier offered this supplier offered this supplier offered this. I can compare all of that pretty well. So yeah, it's hard for me to show it to you guys without revealing too much. So I really can't show you guys that. And then last here, my last tab are templates. So I'm going to be opening for you guys. So templates is what I use when I'm answering emails. My email used to be hosted by this brand that allows me to insert template replies. So these are saved replies. But currently, the current software I'm using no longer have this. And when I'm working on my phone or my iPad, it's hard to go from replying to, let's say, drafts or replying to another folder within the email. It's easier for me to go from replying and then going to a different app where all my saved replies replies are. So that is why it is here on my Notion. I used to also house it, I think, on Evernote before, but with Evernote, I don't like how it looks there. It makes me confused. I like how it looks here. It's easier for me to look for all these different templates. So yeah, so for example, if I wanna reply with my bank account or my address, or like someone's asking for my rate card, then it's easy for me to just copy paste from this templates thing. And I could copy it, and it's the same for when I'm using my laptop, my phone, and everything, because I could use Notion on all my different gadgets. So there you go. You've seen how my workflow is, or how my brain works essentially, and how I try to organize my work and life. I feel like now that I'm juggling so many different roles in my life and doing so many different things that are so different from one another, Notion is the best place for me to merge all of this in one place and help me see things big picture. I also love that it's so limitless, that it's able to grow with me. Like, let's say, for example, if it's time to plan Sienna's 18th birthday, I'd also be doing the planning over here in Notion. So if you guys want to try out Notion with your team or for yourself, I'm gonna put a link down below so you can create your very own Notion. And if you have any more questions for me in terms of how I organize my work and my life, or if you have any suggestions for my Notion, I'm all ears. Please make sure to leave a comment below and give me a thumbs up. Bye, Cat Fam! Dream, make plans, collaborate.